Captain Starlog, April 7th, 2017. Welcome back, guys. In case you didn't know, I'm Captain Foley, and today I'd like to talk to you about something that has kind of plagued me for years, something that I've really been interested in and really wanted to see, and a lot of people have, but a lot of people at the same time haven't heard about it. I want to talk about something called The Secret of Vulcan Fury. Now, if you know what it is, you're definitely on board to hear what's going on and my views on it. And if you don't know what it is, why don't we do you guys a favor and play you the little trailer, or two trailers, that I have for it, and you can see what we're talking about, and then we'll get into a discussion on it. So here we go with The Secret of Vulcan Fury trailers 1 and 2.
In the 23rd century, at a time of exploration and discovery, a long-forgotten secret that divided an ancient world threatens to destroy interstellar peace. Now, you must decide who to trust and who to fear.
Log, Stardate 6422.7, Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott in command. Saboteurs posing as a Vulcan computer team have sent the Enterprise careening towards an unknown destination at maximum warp. If the Romulans are behind this, as I suspect, an invasion of some kind may be at hand even as the peace conference convenes on Vulcan. Unfortunately, 2/3 of the crew are on shore leave, making our prospects more daunting.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its mission, to explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Guys, a great look at a game that almost was, but sadly wasn't. And it's a shame, really, because it looked like it was going to be a fantastic adventure. It was written by DC Fontana, voiced by all the original actors. They had William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, James DeForest Kelly, James Doohan, George Takei, Walter Koenig, and Nichelle Nichols. They had them all, and they all did voice overs for it, which are all recorded and ready to go. They also did motion capture of their faces, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this was done by Interplay, who did Star Trek 25th Anniversary game, and then Star Trek Judgment Rights. And this was their next offering. Sadly, due to cost and some technological issues, the game never got finished and was canceled. And it's a shame because all of those voice recordings still exist. It was DeForest Kelley's last appearance as Leonard McCoy. So it would have been a fantastic thing to see. A lot of people want it to be made into either an animated adventure or a new game using the original voice actors' voices, because I mean, that's them, that's their characters, and these pieces of dialogue are recorded. It could be part of the historical record of Star Trek, but for many different legal reasons, this has kind of become an issue that it won't be recorded, which is a shame. But as you can see, there's a lot of attention to detail, especially in those cutscenes. The developers were bragging about getting DeForest Kelley's forehead bump just right in 3D, as well as Leonard Nimoy's infamous 5 o'clock shadow on his shaved eyebrows, things like that. Plus, they got their facial expressions down, and this game was really pushing the envelope of the technology at the time. But I think it would have been great to see. Now, the story, as I said, was written by D.C. Fontana, who wrote a lot of excellent episodes for TOS, as well as other iterations of Star Trek as well. But this was focusing on the Romulan-Vulcan split, like a history of the Vulcan culture and things like that. Basically, what occurred was thousands of years ago, Vulcans used a space station called Fury to destroy Romulan fleets. The station drew its power from the twin planets, and a Vulcan would have to mind meld with the station to use the weapon. The surviving Romulans fled to settle several planets and later established the Romulan Star Empire. It emerges in the game that the Romulans are trying to establish peace with Vulcan, and the USS Enterprise is sent to provide security. However, the peace conference, as you can expect from the Romulans, is a ploy to try to find the Fury space station and use it on the Vulcan people. So we would have seen Vulcan fleets of Vulcan ships, which would have been awesome. We would have seen lots of scenes of Vulcan and things like that. We would have seen the Enterprise's bowling alley and swimming pool that are on the Franz Joseph blueprints. Were going to be Easter eggs in it. There's actually the finished rendered bowling alley. And a lot of the developers that worked on this later went on to work on CG stuff like Roughneck, Starship Troopers, and this. They considered making a CG TOS series as well, which would have been amazing. So lots of really cool stuff. The game would have been broken up into different chapters. Initially it was going to be 8, then it got switched back to 6 due to cost restraint. So you would have been playing as McCoy, and you were investigating the death of a Romulan ambassador that was participating in the peace talks. The Romulans were actually behind the murder and tried to blame it on a Tellarite in hopes of starting a new war. So Kirk and company are held in Vulcan custody under suspicion of murder. So McCoy has to solve that part of it. The second part follows Scotty. The ship gets taken over, gets set on a course, and has to go down engineering and disable, which is a gameplay section of that part, which we're going to take a look at in a second and talk about. But you would have been played as Scotty, and then another part of the game you would have been playing as Kirk and Chekhov. So a lot of the there was even a part that involves Sulu and Uhura. So I mean, each character kind of got their playability aspect in this game and got to actually be represented in an important role in the storyline, and I think that would have been something that would have been fantastic. And it's a shame that this never made it to finished product. I'm just looking over a few websites here. Now, there was a promotional thing with Quaker Oats selling cereal boxes featuring screenshots from the game, and the promotion featured an instant win sweepstakes where you could win a computer system and things like that. So, I mean, they had this thing all prepped, ready to go, almost completed. Like I said, we're going to show some game footage in just a second and talk about it. But, I mean, this would have been absolutely fantastic to see. The graphics, I remember seeing this when it first came out, these trailers, and I had the trailers saved on my computer, my old IBM 755 CD computer. 755 is the megabytes for the hard drive, by the way. But it was one of my first laptop computers. And I used to watch it over and over and over again because I thought it just looked fantastic, and I couldn't wait for it to come out. But then it just never did. It got lost in limbo, and then years later I thought, oh, what about that game? And so I went and took a look, and it had been canceled, and it was just a real schmozzle. So I think it's fantastic, and again, a lot of people really, the fact that DC Fontana wrote it is amazing. She really was intrigued with the character of Spock, and she wanted to flesh out the history of the Vulcan people and the Romulan split and things like that. So anyway, the game suffered from some problems. Some of the super deformed sprites, some of the characters look really odd during gameplay with really bulgy eyes. But yeah, we will talk about that in a second. So there's just another page here. Secret of Vulcan Fury puts the player in 4 all-new episodes revolving around the history of the Vulcan race, one of the most popular subjects among hardcore trekkers, and its genetic and cultural offshoots, the Romulans. As in Interplay's 2 previous Star Trek games, Vulcan Fury lets the player assume the role of Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, Sulu, Chekhov, and Scotty through a multi-part epic concerning the fates of the 2 races. In the first act, you play as McCoy in an almost Quincy-like murder mystery. If you're too young to remember what Quincy MD is, then I feel bad for you. It was a pretty good show back in the day. The second act switches to Scotty and an Enterprise out-of-control story, and the next section, Spock is center stage, and players will get a chance to experience the Vulcan mind meld. The game ends with Kirk, Spock, and Chekhov in a mission to disarm a superweapon. Now here it didn't say anything about Nichelle Nichols or Sulu. Another site that I had looked at said there was a Sulu-specific mission where you played as Sulu, so I don't know. I don't know if they just got their facts wrong or what the thing was, but so yeah, this was one of the first instances of motion capture sequencing designed for each possible player to be given a situation. So gone were the days of maneuvering pixie little sprites around rooms, such as in Judgment Day and the 25th anniversary one. You got these pixie little characters, which actually those games are really well done and really good, but just solving those puzzles is sometimes a real pain in the ass. You gotta get this perfect spot on the screen and get everything together, and it's just kind of you know. But yeah, there we have it. So anyway, we're going to take a look at some of the gameplay right now, and I'll talk you through it as it's playing on screen, and we will get to experience what this game might have been like, and I think that's going to be pretty interesting. So now keep in mind, guys, that I've got a few different clips from a bunch of different locations that I found on the internet. So I've got some test footage for facial recognition and things like that we're going to talk about in a second, but I want to get into this gameplay first. And so let's take a look at this and see what we have going on. All right, guys? What follows is the only known footage from the game Star Trek Secret of Vulcan Fury. The footage was extracted from an early demo of the game, which was shown in Atlanta at E3 in 1997. This proof of concept was created to demonstrate that an entire adventure game could be developed using full motion video. Though far from polished, example some of the walking animations and lack of eye movement at times, the team proved it could be done. The game demo was shown behind closed doors to a few members of the press and its select business partners. All copies of the demo were thought to have been lost to the dustbin of Interplay history, until now. So we're going to get an inside look at what some of the developers and things see at some of these E3 conferences and things. So Star Trek, The Secret of Vulcan Fury. I'm excited. Oh, the Enterprise, yes. Look at that. I just loved the Enterprise, seeing the TOS Enterprise when I was younger. I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait to play this game. Because it looks fantastic the way they have this done. And with all the footage they have done, it's a shame they didn't finish. Great bridge set.
Lad?
I've traced the problem to the auxiliary control room on Deck 7. All the ship's navigational functions are being controlled from there.
His neck looks very odd. Very spindly, scrawny little neck. Here we get to see the really bad walking animation. And here, to be able to pick which deck you go to on the Enterprise, it would have been cool if you could explore different parts of the Enterprise, which I think you could have, considering the pool and things. Here we see his odd body structure and eyes. Here the walking, again, and the delta on his shirt doesn't look at all right. So this is very much unfinished, I would assume. Great shot of the hallway. It looks fantastic. I just would have loved to explore the ship like this in this game.
Mr. Scott, the door to auxiliary control has been sealed, and there's no way to open it from out here.
Well, you could cut through the bulkhead, I guess.
Isn't cutting through the bulkhead like that dangerous?
Ah, laddie.
Aye.
So yeah, this is pretty fantastic. And of course, this is what we see in the naked time. Cuts through the bulkhead. See, such great potential for this game.
Whatever you did to the door controls works, sir. The door is no longer sealed shut.
That's it then.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. An alien device hooked up there.
I don't know what this device is, but Enterprise navigational control has been routed through it. Mr. Scott, wait! Are you all right, sir?
What the devil?
I was just about to tell you about the force field. It's cleverly disguised so that a tricorder will read it as normal EMF emissions.
I could have told you that, laddie.
Yeah, the characters got their characters down.
I'd like to get my hands on the saboteur who installed that device.
Aye, a conspiracy, if you ask me.
Great facial work there. Like, that looked so phenomenal. I'm not being sarcastic. That looked good. Like, some of the close-ups of them talking are really well done.
Scott here.
Sir, the Enterprise is slow to impulse speed and helm control has been restored. You did it.
Aye, she's in fine condition. Scott out.
My question is, where's the rest of the crew? Where's Sulu? Where's other people on the bridge? Yeah, the walking's very awkward and bad. Demo ends with the slideshow of scenes from the game. So shuttlecraft, that's awesome. Let's pilot a shuttlecraft maybe. The Copernicus there instead of the Galileo, which is cool. This is some of the best detailed stuff you had seen to this point of these ships and interiors, so that just looks amazing. That guy looks freaky. He's got a skinny little pencil neck. Transporter room looks good. Engineering looks really good. Look at that. That's like amazing detail. And they could, with today's modern techniques, they could brush these up and, you know, create new effects for them based on new computer models. And I think they could redo this game. I just wish that there was no legal issues with the use of the product or the license or Interplay. I don't understand exactly what the legal issues are with this, but it would be fantastic to see completed, even in an animated form of some sort. That tunnel kind of looks like the one from Enterprise with the Nazis. Cool little aliens here. There's the engineer's mate. Again, kind of funny looking, but you know what? Who cares? The asteroid bases. So yeah, Really great stuff. There's the Fury starbase there that was used as a weapon. At least that's what I assume based on the trailer. There's a young Vulcan. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Spock. There's a great shot of Sulu. Absolutely fantastically well done. That is simply stunning with the way that looks compared to the actual photo. Kirk's hair looks a little funny, a little wet, but I'm sure that would have been finalized. Spock looks good. Logic is only the beginning. Anyway, so there you have it, guys. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm excited to, have actually seen this after all these years. So now we're going to take a look at another quick one and walk you through this one. So here we got them in the corridor. You can select the different things in your inventory. This is the demo that we basically just saw, but with a few extra added goodies. So that's cool. The tricorder with the actual LCD kind of black and white display. I thought that was fantastic. We could have been eating cereal out of this. The O's. Win a trip to Hollywood and other great prizes. And on the back, it's instant win sweepstakes. You can win a trip to Hollywood. You can get a Gateway computer PC, and then 200 second prints of Secret of Vulcan Fury PC software games, and then a $10 cash rebate offer. So they had this all set up and ready to go, and yeah, for whatever reason, it just fell through. I mean, the cost issues. I think they got sued after they dropped the game, after they canceled the game. I think they got sued. I think there was a lawsuit involved. Just silly things. But I want to get into all the lawsuit issues and things like that. Next up, we're going to look at a test shot of Spock's animation. Now, sorry for the language ahead of time, because this is a clip of Joe Pesci from Casino, and there's some swearing, but it's funny, so I'm going to leave it in, and I want you guys to check this out.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh, I'm here to fucking amuse you. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me what's funny.
So that was absolutely fantastic. Great motion, great, I don't know how well, I'm sure that would have just been for cutscenes, for things like that, but I don't know, man. Just, they put, the time and effort they put into this is simply fantastic. So the next one we want to look at is Kirk. This is his epic speech about risk. So let's get into that.
Risk. Risk is our business. That's what the Starship is all about. That's why we're aboard her.
Again, very well done. I wish we could get access to the different sound clips of things, even if they don't want to release it as a finished product of some kind, just to have those last, the last Bones McCoy kind of actual canonical thing would have been fantastic. So anyway, so some great videos, some great gameplay, some great cutscenes, some great trailers, a lot of great stills from the game. It would have been fantastic to see the Romulan fleet in all of its glory, the TOS Romulan fleet. You had birds of prey, the TOS style birds of prey. You had the Katingas, or the D7 Romulan versions, which were the V11 Stormbirds, there with the Romulan paint scheme on them. So yeah, hopefully the game would have incorporated some kind of space battle, maybe. That would have been absolutely fantastic. I don't know if they would have fitted in with the storyline, though. It's not very TOS to have a space battle, per se. But, I mean, that would have been fantastic. But it's a standalone episode, if nothing else. I mean, we have the audio, guys. And we have the technology now. We could still finish this as a game. So let's create a petition. Somebody. I don't have the time to do it, but somebody create a petition, talk to Interplay, talk to Tribal Dreams, I guess, talk to CBS, whoever, talk to DC Fantana, find out how we can get this game made into either a CG animated adventure, another game perhaps, even just an audio book, something with the with the great sound clips and things that they've already got recorded. I mean, I think the game is pretty much was fully recorded and done as far as that went. So who knows, man. Anyway, Secret of Vulcan Fury was a definitely missed opportunity. Something I was really looking forward to in the day. I'm still looking forward to it. Maybe someday we'll get it. Who knows? But it's definitely something that I thought was worth sharing with you guys. If you didn't know about it, now you do. Look it up, Secret of Vulcan Fury on YouTube. Check out some of the clips. Check out all the facts you can about it. Learn about it. And if you did know about it in the past, I hope this has kind of rekindled your love for it. And yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to talk about it. So anyway, guys, I think that's going to call it a captain's log for now. We're going to call it a wrap, and we will get to enjoy what we have of Secret of Vulcan Fury. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Share the video around. And let's try to get this petition thing going. Let's get Secret of Vulcan Fury made in some form or another. Even just a novel would be fantastic. But I think because it was written by DC Fontana and it was part of Interplay and the lawsuit, I don't know. I don't know if they can actually do that. I don't know. It's a shame. Wasted opportunity, in my opinion. Something that needs to happen. So let's get it done, guys. Until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley, and I'll see you in the future. Bye, everybody.